Round 1.
Hah? Restart lagi.
Round 2.
Hah? Capek banget nih game.
Round 3.
Final round.
Ya, kita sampai sini akhirnya. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Subhanallah. Sumpah tanganku gemetar, ya Allah, astagfirullah. I'm not asking you to speak to me, but I made something for you today. At first, I thought about going out and picking you the prettiest flower I could find, but decided not to. Flowers are beautiful, but eventually they all die. Instead, I made you an origami rose. Paper will never wither, just like my love for you. This rose is black because the love we once shared is gone. It was lost in the darkness, and there's no ignoring that. However, even if this love is no longer mutual, there's still one side that will never die. This rose is our symbol.
Full system lockdown enabled.
Ini kemana lagi ya?
A few moments later.
Ever since my first day working here, I've felt a little strange. Now, after what happened that day, things seem to be getting even stranger. I'd even go so far as to say creepy. I've been an embalmer for years now, and I'm very passionate about my job. I've always felt comfortable with what I do, so it's pretty unusual that I feel this way. 2 of my colleagues have died. I had to embalm them both. However, grief can't explain this feeling. Up until just 4 days ago, I hadn't even known about the history of this funeral home. I already knew that it was ridiculously old, but what I didn't know was that it allegedly harbors some kind of powerful aura which traps and torments the spirits of people who have died in a state of grief or fear, and have at some point been associated with the building in one way or another. These associations apparently include those occurring post-mortem, such as embalmings and funerals.
Oh, kayaknya ada semacam asosiasi. Ya! Asosiasi apa gitu? Ya Allah. Ya Allah. Dia ganti kelamin. Hey. Hey, lu ganti kelamin di mana? Bang. Bang apa Mbak? Aku panggil sekarang. Ini apa ini? Tadi nggak ada loh. Mr. Rain, please tell your son to stop lying under the tables during funeral service. It is blah 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 blah. Today also and yeah. Terus
To make things even weirder, this place has a serious lockdown system. Yesterday was the first time I've ever seen it used, and many of the workers, including myself, were ordered to wait in the family room until the situation was taken care of. No one I've spoken to about it knows why it was done, or at least they won't say. All I know is that these safety glass windows and electronic gates appear to be designed for keeping things in rather than out. I was the first responder.
ke skip guys. Saving. Game save. Yes. Akhirnya ada progress guys. Tapi tadi ke skip bangke. Udahlah kalian nanti pause aja ya. Daripada pusing. Hello. Bisa dibaca ulang guys. I was the first model that day. I was the person. She manages to give Sophie a parting I love you in the baby mother, but there was the last conversation the last thing ever that she gave me. Yes, begitulah. Kalian simpulkan saja sendiri ya. Kok tiba-tiba suaranya nggak ada ya? Setting game volume 100. Continue. Langsung ada guys. Gimana kalau kita kecilin dikit aja di 50? Nanti jantung saya lepas pak, maaf. Hey, ketawain apa lu? Kurang ajar lu. Ini apa lagi?
They still haven't buried them. Sullivan has been lying in his coffin now for 2 days and Myrtle for 3. Because Conrad refused to touch Myrtle's coffin after her funeral, it had to be put aside so Sullivan could have his. Conrad still simply doesn't want to have anything to do with the burial of either of them, even if all he's doing is preparing a future grave without actually touching the coffins. I'm starting to wonder if he had some type of unpleasant encounter with Myrtle and Sullivan's coffins, or he heard some absurd rumor about their corpses. What's sad is that Myrtle and Sullivan don't have relatives who care enough about their burials to actually do something about this. Michael was embarrassed to have to tell all the relatives and friends that the actual burials couldn't be held yet. Even so, none of them objected. Maybe they just didn't see a point in doing so, considering the person they would be doing it for is already gone. I don't know. As far as feeling nervous around coffins, I do get a strange vibe now in the visitation room. The atmosphere in there is starting to feel different. The air feels heavier, a little bit oppressive even. It seems to be more noticeable today than it was yesterday. I'm not quite sure if I believe in ghosts or not, but it seems to fit what I've heard before about locations having uncomfortable, negative energy due to evil or extremely upset spirits. Maybe it's just normal stuffy air. There aren't any windows in there, and it is the middle of summer.
Ini kita ngapain lagi nih? Halo. 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 Di bawah kayaknya nggak ada lagi deh. Kok sekarang banyak kertas ya?
It turns out that Devin got into the morgue by stealing Sullivan's key card from the office. Mrs. Raines had been in there and forgot to lock it when she left. Nobody knows exactly how the kid figured out the passcode, but considering what a flake his mother is, that's probably just something else she inadvertently compromised. They're burying Sullivan with a few of his belongings from the funeral home. I guess because he had worked here for so long and was so loyal to his job. Michael revealed that one of those belongings is Sullivan's key card. Of course, they would need to deactivate it from the system to avoid any breaches in the chance that it was stolen, but then again, Mrs. Raines would be the one who would do that. I discovered earlier today that Devin had stolen the system lock override key as well and hidden it somewhere in the building. This has got to be the most troublesome, ill-behaved kid I have ever encountered.
Ada bocah kampret ternyata. Hei, yang ketawa tadi mana? Hei, keluar kau. Nggak ada yang jangan seram. Kemana lagi ya? They stitched him back together. Ini kemana lagi ya? Atau mungkin kita ke bawah lagi? Ini nggak bisa dibuka kan?
A few moments later.
Ini dia koran. They were buried, either of them, but are still here. Anjir. There's something on the back. They say if you take his rose, he wakes up. That's the only way his coffin will open. I heard that he also tears you into 3 pieces if he catch you. Sepertinya yang kita lawan sekarang ini kayak pacarnya dari tante tadi gitu loh, bukan tante kemarin, soalnya tante itu udah kita kunci kayak gitu kayaknya ya. Apa itu? Something under the table. Oh my god, they won't find it ever. Itu bocil tadi kayaknya yang dibilangnya nakal tadi ya. Ya Allah. Ya Allah. There's a key here, it's Fatal Room 2. Oh, tempat itu guys. Itu apa yang nggak bisa diklik? Ih, ya Allah, vas bunga. Oh, kaget.
All those attending the funeral service for Sullivan James, please gather in the visitation room.
What the Ya Allah, nih game. Nyebelin banget dah. Assalamualaikum. What the hell? There's black origami rose lying in the top of coffin. Take it. Yes. Pergi kah? Pergi kah? Ih! What?
Sullivan James was blind as a bat.
Assalamualaikum.
Sullivan
Bang.
James fell
Bang.
down flat.
Bang, bangun bang. Enggak bang, jangan bangun.
James
Jangan bangun bang. Jangan,
is
jangan.
withered
Jangan bangun.
and blue.
Tolong situ aja. Tolong situ aja.
Sullivan James is coming for you.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Ya Allah, aku lemas banget. Itu aja buat video kali ini. Semoga kalian suka sama videonya. Jangan lupa di like, di komen, di subscribe. Sampai jumpa di video berikutnya. Dadah.